hungry? Would you like some?
Don't give him any, James.
Why not? He might be hungry.
He's a prisoner. He should be treated accordingly.
Have you completely lost your mind? We're not soldiers and he's not the enemy. He's a pizza man.
Back in Fubai. He would have been killed the second he knocked on that door. I would have snapped his neck like a twig. And he never would have seen it coming either.
Louis, calm down.
The commie bastard gets no food!
Hey there, imaginary friends. Give me a moment, and sorry for that, to set this up. Some of you noticed, some of you didn't. I noticed it too, right away. But I kept making excuses, even trying to view some insults as compliments, trying to save something that was long gone. At first, I thought it was one of these goofy leper gnomes that are after me, but it's something else, maybe even worse.
Rico feel happy that Wicked is here.
I'll show you soon enough. So I was trying to get away, but I just couldn't, and tried not to engage. But that creature seemed too keen on me reacting and finding something to be butthurt about. I just refused to do so. I didn't wanna engage at all, but then I was thinking, what am I doing? I was trying too hard to be okay about it, but that was a mistake. Because one time, two times, three times, it was way too much. I should have reacted right away. That was my mistake. And not like, I'll show you right away. He disappeared there on me. I guess without realizing I went far enough. But you can see what's going on. And at first I thought, it's, just some goofy leopard gnome, but then it turned out to be this seems Rabid Sloth. And then I was thinking, is Rabid Sloth an oxymoron? Sounds like it. And I was trying to tell it, come on, you got something mixed up. I tried to reason with it. I tried to explain it. I really tried, not to go into this, but it just kept going after me. And finally I realized that I should finally address it. Okay. Seems this one lacks the stamina of that rabid one. It doesn't matter. So that was clearly Rabid. And like I said, I tried to get away and try to explain myself and de-escalate the situation, and I didn't even wanna deal with all sorts of insults it threw at me. And not only me, that's what usually bothers me the most. I'm not gonna compare someone from his personal life with a sheep. I'm not gonna put him in a situation, next to some shovel. I guess shovel is a universal term. And I don't remember what was there, also some butter and some other stuff, and make some not so subtle innuendos. That's his auto-reflection. That's his thing. And I understand that ironically he finds this stream boring, but I will let him go do something that's more to his liking, something more adventurous, like fishing, for example, and hopefully he will count down from 10 and relax a bit. Calm down. Did I say calm down or count down? Doesn't matter. So it seems I have to keep going into stuff like this. So while we are at it, let me once again explain certain things. Because there was a bunch of stuff there. I didn't and I'm not gonna pay any attention to it. I just felt I finally had to address it. Like I said, I really avoided it, but you know, well, I already said it all, that no need to repeat it. I will repeat some other stuff though, but first of all let's go into one issue that was maybe, yeah, focused, highlighted there among those insults. Now I myself will try not to assume. Maybe it was intended for me, maybe it wasn't. I mean, everything is relative and chances or as well for it. So I don't know if one of those, this is what happens when you are not prepared. Okay, I hate making things vague and hate talking about things in general, because then there are billions of people out there and everyone can recognize himself in this, and now I have to weigh every word and every expression and everything. This is not what this channel is about. This channel is about being dead and me talking random shit and feeling happy about it. This is what this is for, and I will not be a hostage, same as you are not a hostage. And if this is not to your liking, I assume you will do what most people do, not engage at all, or engage and then click away. The only way how. If I never had any professional aspirations when it comes to gaming, I do this because I feel it needs to be done. YouTube seems to be about something else, and people that think like me seem not to be on YouTube but somewhere else, or they seem to be quiet, part of the quiet majority, and they just engage or disengage. So I felt it was needed for someone to say this out loud. And sadly, common sense seems to be lacking in general. I already got into some quick mud, and let's see if we can get out of it. I feel bad for talking about this, and that's why I wanted to avoid it. And I feel bad because I know in the future I might offend who knows how, which is not my intention. In that case, by all means, right to self-defense. I am not a hypocrite. If you feel insulted, react just like I should have right away. Though if I really mean it, as you can see, you'll be aware. And just like me, if you find some content no longer enjoyable, just click away. Okay, let's see what I... Yeah, and as for... I will address. It's about that one thing he showed. So it's a concrete thing, specific thing. I don't want to mention it because, like I said, I have no clue and I don't want to assume. But before you make any assumptions, I'm talking about that specifically. Now, if I have been an inspiration for something, fine. Now, I guess that's the how you see yourself and how others see you. Though I, of course, am too now in a trap that I'm warning others about not differentiating, because that's one group of people that might think differently. And as the title says, Tichondrius is not for you. Now, what does that mean? On NA, on Tichondrius, that I was a part of, still am in a way, haven't been there in ages, probably years, when someone new gets on Tichondrius and asks something, he's greeted with Tichondrius is not for you. So, if you have to ask, then Tichondrius is not for you. Same goes for this stream. If you are having any issues with it, then it's not for you. This stream is for people with refined, exquisite, maybe even acquired taste. And if you are having problems with it, just click away. It's not for you. Now, in case that, like I said, I think of myself differently, some may see it that way as well, some might not. And like I said, those some can get the fuck out. If you think, and I made it pretty clear who I mean now, so those that didn't like the stream and decided to be jerks about it. So, if that is true, I'm glad you got your inspiration. I hope you will get more, make more stuff better even than that. But if you expect that I'm gonna give you everything on a silver platter, you are wrong. I'm not gonna do your job for you and give it to you in a nice little package. You'll have to do it for yourself. And if you did it nice, and if you were so perfect, then you wouldn't be here. Now, once again, that was pretty specific, in case not of an emergency, but that was intended for me. I was hoping for some representation. That's not what I imagined. If it is, it's a stretch, but just in case. Now, for dear imaginary friends, I have explained myself. I guess there's less of us, but we are stronger. That's also a reference. As for someone that I might have unintentionally insulted, I apologize. Not my intention. I hope you got this right and not that other part. Like I said, when you keep things vague and wanna be respectful, you make it even worse. So I still hope that people will enjoy this stream damn time flies. And that will get the best out of it. And like I said up front, I apologize if I unintentionally insult someone. Not here to do that. I'm here because of the idea, because I feel someone needs to do it. Apparently there are issues. The final frontier has its risks. I probably fucked that up and wrong people will get the wrong idea again, but I guess it's better. I guess this is why people tend not to socialize, avoiding these kind of situations, not engage, and that's a fine approach. I will try to do so myself, though these kind of situations can crystallize, so that's a optional way as well. Crystallize stuff, I mean, you see how the things really are. No. I like Silver Moon. If I can fly, nobody can. Though that might change soon enough, which is good. So what else? I know I ruined that, but this is not my language. I don't really prepare. This is not what I really do. I do this when I feel like it, one way or another. I don't write scripts. I barely write reminders. So don't expect from this too much. And distilling stuff from cyberspace and ass is not that easy, just thinking like this out loud. So don't expect too much. Now, there is some time, I don't wanna make it all about that, and I know I ruined it and we'll probably have to do it all over again. Yeah, don't weigh every word. Don't grab every word. Don't split hairs. What happened, if you're not sure, I mean, it's always good to react, defend yourself. I should have done that too. I'm fine with that. But don't go overboard, for nothing. Think about it for a little bit. But like I said, maybe it's for the better. I will. And it ain't getting any better. I am pretty introspective about many stuff, but this ain't it, I'm not gonna change. Stream is not gonna change for the better, at least. So this is it. I mean, I barely have any views, but still, maybe that's also for the better. All I wanted, I guess I said that, was to talk random shit on that channel, and I'm glad I got some extra attention, but usually not the attention I really wanted. I mean negative attention. If it's neutral or positive, then I'm glad, but negative, I'm not into that. Fucking, who knew Blood Elves are so much into fireworks? Not complaining, but now I have to move. Okay, there's a little bit time left. I don't know if and I know when I talked about last couple of streams, I didn't talk about some positive stuff that is taken for granted. Also, not that I wanna jinx it, but I don't know what's going on and what's going to happen. I see that experience debuff is fixed. I don't know how that was going on, but I mean, I'm glad it was fixed because it affected every leveler that participated in a battleground. They were getting farmed, so that's a great move. There was some trolling on the XPO forum. For a minute I didn't know what to think. I was suspecting a troll, and I was glad it was that. Trolling that they found another way, but it seems that that's not true. That was just messing with some people a bit, which is good. And that's also kinda telling. I mean, talking about expressions, I think this is an American one. Keep honest man honest. And there's that, don't hate the player, hate the game. But hate the player and hate the game, because game is who allows stuff like that. Keep honest man honest. If they have a way to exploit something bad, something that affects other players, then of course that is going to be done, especially if it's not punished. Like botting. People will keep botting because they can, and it pays off. Okay, I mean, not really a perfect opportunity to talk about stuff, but I don't wanna my stream to be about some negative stuff. Yeah, last time about, I guess something also not so positive. When I mentioned those old dwarfs, underground dwarfs, I don't know how to call them. Earthen is not too convenient. So I guess there are some middle ground. I thought there were, some OG stuff, but it's not. I mean, it makes sense in one way, because there's some proto race and stuff, but on other hand, giving them to Horde, I still think that's a bad idea. But judging by that Twitter WoW poll, 2% last time I checked, and that's 2% of the Twitter people. So I doubt that there will be even 0.5% of players being on Horde as dwarves, and even that for a month or two. So maybe, but can you imagine, that Sylvanas for the Horde and there's a dwarf next to her? I guess it's not perfect argument, but it's an argument. And I thought it was some OG thing, but it's not. It's some middle ground thing, because if you remember, and I remembered, male was presented as long hair, shaven, and female had a mohawk and a beard. So I guess it's some middle ground there going on there. And about the battlegrounds, where does the battleground stop an arena starts. I'm not sure, somewhere between 8 and 9 players. Probably 8 is the cutoff. I think 9 or 8 is the lowest number for battleground to function. I mean, they are trying out stuff there. Like I said, everything under 8 players is arena. Not really sure about the numbers. And of course that warband stuff is great. We'll see how it implements. And of course reputation sharing, at least for the latest expansion. And as for the Ghost MMO, I had some worries about the shards, but that seems to be addressed and it's gonna be okay, because meta seems to be people like to play alone but in a crowd for the most part. Not if they are farming, of course not then, but other than that they like to be in a full world but not have to engage with other people, which from this stream I think it's obvious why. And what else? Yeah, I guess I wanted to start this stream with a different intro. I might do that some other time. It seems they wanna focus on classes, and they are aware that's where their most of their time is gonna go. Because I was always against adding races and classes. Always triggered me. And when you think about it, apart from these recolors, most of them really break the immersion. And I mean, I don't know about League of Legends, but Overwatch, they really went overboard there. And what do you get? You get handful of classes people actually play. And they all compete to choose the class before others. Handful of classes that are the most broken, and then the coolest. Others remain unplayed. Then they keep more. They make old broken, so people would try them out. And can you really balance them then? And why do you make classes? For the sake of classes or for certain roles? How do you balance them? And I'm guessing they will not have specs to fit the fantasy or to fit the role. And for the people, two things I wanted to say. For the people that are into it, meme classes for the meme players, they will come into your game, play for a little, and then they will leave. They came for the meme, they saw the meme, and they left to look for another meme. You only leave those memes to the people that stayed and pretty much make it worse for them. And I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. Yeah. Nice little thing, isn't it? I think. Now you wait. Doesn't matter. I will not.
See you soon. Real soon.